Hello, it's Diane Curtis Pryor again, just talking to anyone from the Sunrise team in Forever Living Products. And today what I want to talk about for a minute or two is that whole knotty area of scientific proof. How often we find people saying either the straightforward question, what scientific proof is there? Or they will say things like, well, if it's so good, why aren't the doctors recommending it? That's rather another issue. Perhaps we'll address that on another occasion. But the root cause for people saying that kind of thing is they want to know if they can trust that our products will work. Well, the first thing to address is that when people talk about scientific research, what they're talking about, even if they don't realise it, is that what they're looking for is clinical studies where there's been a double-blind approach, looking at different groups of people who are taking the product and others who aren't taking it, and so on. And of course that costs a very great deal of money. We've all heard horror stories, haven't we, of millions of pounds being spent on researching different drugs and they've come to nothing, or worse still, the results have been falsified and they've ended up on the market and there's been a lot of sickness and even death. We'll go into that another time, but that does happen. Perhaps it's not something to talk about here on this forum. So why does our product, our Aloe Vera, not come in for some clinical trials that would really put it on the map? Well, the reason is quite simple. When studies are undertaken, somebody has to come up with the funding. And when we're talking about drugs, there are always drug companies, pharmaceutical companies, who are eager to prove their point and get a drug onto the market because they can then patent it and then they monopolise all the proceeds. But you cannot patent something that's naturally occurring. And of course, aloe grows in the field. Anyone living in those countries where it grows can go and pick it from the field. And so nobody can make any money from it. It's true that in Forever we do have a patent, but the patent is not for the product itself, for the aloe vera. It is simply for the very, very special, the unique way in which we stabilise it and make sure it doesn't go off. Ours is the purest on the market, and we all know that. So what can we say to people when they want to know what the evidence is? Well, there again, the word evidence means different things to different people. And we need to realise that if somebody in the science world says, what is the evidence? They're talking about what I've just referred to, about clinical trials and studies that have ended up in scientific journals and so on, with papers being written. And so that's what doctors and medical people mean when they say we want something that's evidence-based. However, most of us just understand the word evidence to mean what is our experience of it or the experience of people we know. And actually, we find that with our aloe vera, that is our strongest selling point, because we do know that it works. Usually it's not magic and we can't guarantee it, and we certainly have to be careful, and that's a talk for another day about compliance, about how we express the validity of our product. But we know that it does work, and so we have a huge advantage over other places, some of the high street shops that are selling aloe vera products, and they are not allowed to put anything in writing, as we are not either. But they don't have the possibility of sharing word of mouth, the beauty of this company, the beauty of the products and so on. And as long as we comply with all the regulations, which, as I say, we need to look into another day, we do have the advantage of being able to share by word of mouth those benefits. And not only that, but we give people their money back. 100% of their money back, even if they've emptied the pot, emptied the tube, even if they've got benefit from it. They only have to say it didn't help and they get their money back with no questions asked. So I think we need to be very, very ready to accept that people have, they have a very real reason for asking what is the evidence, but we can comfort them, we can give them a reason to go ahead and try the product without fearing that they're going to fall into some kind of trap. And also, it's very interesting to note, and this is something that shocks a lot of people, but you can check it out on Google if you want to. In the USA, the 4th leading cause of death following cancer, heart disease and stroke is from prescription medicines. That is, prescription medicines properly prescribed and properly administered. It does include accidents in hospital, and these figures are taken just from hospital records, and so it doesn't include the figures of people who die at home from the side effects of medicines. So you can see it's a huge problem. So the 4th leading cause of death, no, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. In the USA, it's the 3rd leading cause of death. In the UK, it's the 4th leading cause of death. It has a technical term, it's called iatrogenic disease. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. And be comfortable when people who are looking for the first time at Aloe have some serious questions. They need to be listened to, and we need to be comfortable to answer them. So thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.